love by its tail, and your third fiancé didn't show. Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Or was it name? We're back, people. Another another discussion of a random anime. Today we're doing, or this week actually, we're doing Redo of Healer. I'm not even gonna congratulate myself on getting that title correct, since it's actually our fourth take. Yes, you heard it right. Now we kind of messed up the first. No, we messed up the first one big time, right? But yeah, no, it was way too much to go into. But yeah, we're talking about the anime series Redo of Healer. It's a brand new one as far as I know. It's actually only 4 episodes deep, which should kind of alarm you why we're trying to talk about it already. Because normally we'd kind of wait for a series to come out, or would actually talk about older animes, but you know, this one kind of urged us. Whatever, man. Whatever. But yeah, I guess what did you think about it, Nigus?
Well, it's hard to say.
No, it's
you
not.
know, it kind of, I didn't expect this much. It was kind of overwhelming for me, to be honest.
Did it
I was
hurt
like,
you?
holy shit, what am I fucking watching?
Did it hurt? Like, what did you feel when you watched it? Like, tell me all about it. Like, was there happy thoughts? Were you satisfied? Or did you gain faith in humanity? to say, did you get faith? I don't know, in artistic abilities of humankind, I guess. What were your feelings? Tell us about it. When you
well, the first episode, I mean, I you remember when I texted you, I was like into the first episode, and I was like, what are you so freaked out about, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I've only watched the first episode, and it kind of seemed, well, except for well, there were kind of a few ambiguous things.
Ambiguous,
you know?
Ambiguous is a nice way of saying it. Yeah. A really nice way of saying it. But no, it's overall like I guess we can say, we said it before, there's a shock factor behind it, right? It's a gut punch, to say at the very least. It's very unexpected, like you said, right? It's some borderline hentai series that we just watched. It doesn't really urge me to say much about the series, to be honest. I don't. Are you really interested in this story? Like, what do you think? What really pulled you? What really pulled you?
I kind of enjoyed a few aspects of it, especially the shocking ones. Not that I am pro anything or
no. You gotta explain
what
this.
What I saw was good.
Now, okay. How did you like it?
What I saw was good.
Well, how did you like it then?
But it was kind of surprising, and it kind of gave me that what the fuck moment plenty of times in the first episodes. The first one actually didn't get, well, except for him getting raped by all those guys and him being like the slave and stuff, and that was kind of upsetting, gotta be honest. It was kind of, you know, you were like, you pitying him and stuff, but then when he kind of gets his revenge,
come on, it's animation, like it's not real. I think for me, at the very least, like, what I liked about it is, like, they obviously had this, like, I don't give a fuck vibe to it. Like, we'll just do whatever you think it shouldn't be in any story, and we'll just do all of it. I think that was the best, but as well, in my opinion, the worst quality of it. I think they kind of did a bit too much in that aspect, where it was just like, yeah, we'll just let him get raped by everyone. The main character, that is, right? The main character. By the way, we're obviously just jumping into the whole story and whatever. It's no spoiler warnings needed, because
I mean, let's be honest. If you're watching this, you probably also watched the first episode.
At the very least,
and you're probably as shocked, at least, as we are. Maybe you're more shocked.
Maybe you're more shocked. Maybe you liked it a bit less or more than my colleague over here. But, yeah, it's definitely an eye catcher, right? It's definitely something you can't not talk about. Can't not talk about. Yeah, it's a double dilemma. But yeah, definitely. Like I said, I think the best and the worst quality of it is the fact that it's kind of just having this like shocking, unexpected things to it that you usually don't see it. But in my opinion, it kind of like messed the whole story up. I'm really actually uninterested about what's actually happening in the story. I'm more I believe actually while watching the second and the third episode, I kind of skipped a few parts to to certain wow factor scenes, let's say. What are you gonna say? You know what I mean? I think that's what the whole series is made of, just like these wow factor scenes, right? Where these special things happen, let's just say, and the rest is just kind of filler. Which, like, at least in my opinion, that's how I saw it. But yeah, no, I was should we really talk about the story or like the setting of the world? Do you think, or should we just like kind of fastly summarize it? What do you think?
No, we don't need to summarize it. I think it's kind of, the usual, it starts off like the usual etchy, maybe kind of isekai anime way, because it's kind of set in a medieval world where there's magic.
Yeah.
You at first glance, you always think it's kind of, this etchy romance story with all the girls showing, a bit of what they always show. But this time, this one kind of gets to the bone. It's not just the fact that they show certain scenes. It's just even how ambiguous these scenes actually are. It's all taboos. I mean, the first, him getting raped is a taboo. Him raping somebody for revenge is a taboo. I mean, you don't usually show that on any means of television.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're
I guess it
searching
kind
for
of
it.
brings, unless you're searching for it, exactly. So I think it's, yeah, I mean, it kind of introduced new things, like we kind of talked about before as well. Like, I don't know, the semen of a guy being like this magical elixir of some sort is something I would have actually never thought about of being. Like, I would have not in the, how would you say, like, not in the most like creative times of my life I would have actually thought about that. Whatever, right? I think in that hindsight I would kind of applaud them from being creative, not even gonna lie. But yeah, I think the story
Usually
is
fantasy
weird.
genre kind of display a message in a kind of more subliminal way, if you know what I mean. It's not like it doesn't directly hit you in the face. They usually
Yeah,
fantasy
it's more of like,
talks about, I don't know,
yeah,
rape. It's not that obvious. They don't show people getting
at the
like
very most,
raped
right?
like the way they
Exactly.
did it.
It's
And
like,
also, the thing is,
it's like
you were even
witnessing.
able to sympathize, and kind of understand why the main character kind of did those things. You could
Were
feel
you?
his thirst for revenge. And
Yes,
that was
but
kind
it's
of
like,
the thing that fucked me. I was like, holy shit,
were you though? I
I'm
don't.
really, am I
What?
really supporting him doing this?
That's, yeah. I mean, were you though? What the fuck? Nah, not with me. I don't think. I think I got the whole aspect of like him wanting revenge, but I think the type of stuff that he did, it wasn't like something I was like, yeah, you know what? Like, I understand it. I never was like that. I was more of like, what the fuck is he doing? What the fuck is happening to him at both sides? I was kind of enjoying it, but ironically most of the time. You know what I mean? I had like that I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with this series, man. Um,
I mean, let's just remind everybody that we're 4 episodes in, and
that's the point. We're only for, and that's
some
the
things
point.
have happened.
That's like a question that I wanted to ask you, right? It's like we're only 4 episodes in. We've already like seen like gruesome stuff, right? Like if you compare it to like series such as Game of Thrones, right? They have a lot of violence, they have a lot of sex scenes, stuff like that, right? But it's always like to a limited extent where you were like anytime in the whole like eight seasons, whatever, like I don't know, a violent scene came in or a sex scene, whatever, you were still kind of like, oh, you're like, oh, this is kind of, you know what I mean. You were kind of like pleasantly surprised in a way, like it always kind of still had its factor, like its magic, I guess, in that way. Would you say like in the 4 episodes that you've already seen, like you've already seen so much that whatever happens like in the rest of this series, you're like kind of desensitized to like, I guess, the violence or the gruesomeness of it? Like it kind of just like, oh no, I've seen worse in this series alone, in the last episode alone. I think that's kind of like what I'm feeling. I can't. The whole series kind of depends on just, doing some. Oh, I can't believe he did that. I can't believe this is this. I can't believe that. And it's really fast to run out of like shock factor in these kind of things. That's at least what I think. Um, that's why I'm not really like, I wouldn't be surprised. I said it before. I wouldn't be surprised if the series kind of like got canceled either after the first, maybe at the very most, like after the second season. Like I don't. I think it's more of a joke
Yeah,
series than a
I'd say
series.
I don't think they're gonna. It's difficult to say because if this gets really popular, just because people kind of are interested in watching these things, they're like, they're not the usual stuff. Usually you have a lot of anime, as I said, those ecchi animes that are like 90% of them are the same. Have like one guy, a harem with 5 girls, and it's always the same. And this time it's kind of different, and there's kind of a story of suffering
Yeah.
behind it, and it's like everybody's making everyone else suffer. It's kind of human, and that's what kind of disgusts me. It's so human, people actually are able to do those things to people, and it kind of, usually when you watch like Game of Thrones or other things or horror movies and stuff, you're like, well, those are actors doing things, and it kind of displays the dark, but this time we had like this anime magic world where you're like, wow, everything's nice and beautiful, and then you have like those evil scenes, and it kind of delivers a message, and
What
a
message
pretty
in that
dark
case?
message for some reason, and it kind of, this contrast is just way too much, I think.
What message would you say? Because like I think, as a matter of fact, I think it kind of did the opposite for me. Like I wasn't more of like, oh, I wasn't shocked about like maybe the effects of like, I don't know, an important theme theme. I can't pronounce that. In in this series was, I guess, rape, right? And we're only 4 episodes and it plays a huge role. And I wasn't more of like, oh damn, like wow. I wasn't caught off guard with like, damn, rape is really that bad, whatever, whatever. I saw that aspect of it, but like what I came out at the end wasn't like, yeah, it really has like real life effects. Like I didn't really see the bigness of it. More of like, I kind of saw it like in a very jokey way in this series. Like I think in that aspect, it didn't take these like obviously serious things like that serious. You know what I mean? And I think it was going for it. I'm not saying it should have. Like I'm not here someone who says like, oh no, like take care with these themes. Like don't put them in a lightly manner or whatever. You can do whatever you want, in my opinion, as long as you do it good. And I think it kind of failed in that aspect. I kind of only really enjoyed it ironically, if that makes sense. And I wasn't like, damn, that's deep. And I don't think I ever said that in, as of
No,
now.
I wouldn't say it's that deep, to be honest. Just like you said, it's just shocking and it's different, and I guess that's what kind of makes it so controversial, and that's why everybody's talking about it.
Yeah,
Um,
I guess there.
yeah, and well, I've got a few comments here from few people.
Yeah.
Let's just comment
Let's
the
just see what
comments.
other people think, right?
Let's just comment the comments.
Let's see the comments to the series.
Now, I've read comments about this being the ultimate masterpiece, that if you dislike this because you belong to the crystal generation of sensitive onions, or that this show is not for normies, I'd rather be a normie than a person that praises this. But my question is, how can you ever feel comfortable while watching this?
Oh, yeah, comfort.
What do you say about that?
Yeah, I wouldn't say comfort was really something that I wouldn't say comfortable was anything that I was while watching the 4 episodes. Rather, just kind of baffled would probably be a better fit, in my opinion. What about you? What
Um,
about you?
I wouldn't say it's that bad. I mean, this guy gave it an overall rating of 1 out of 10. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, he kind of, I guess he didn't, I guess he didn't know what to expect of it. He thought like, oh, that's just a normal isekai, and then you see those kind of scenes and you're shocked and you get kind of resentful for some reason. I don't understand all the hate. I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece, but it kind of, yeah, I think doing something that politically incorrect, especially in this day and age, is kind of interesting, and I support that.
But I don't think I think
Why not show the dark stuff? Why
sure,
not just show the dark stuff?
but it's like we're
You know,
not.
it exists.
But I know, but like, if I can present another example, I think we should kind of like. I personally wouldn't compare it to like movies such as like the Joker, right? Like that came out in 2019, where like people were criticizing it because it portrayed like dark themes, such as like someone like growing up alone, having like a terrible parenthood, and then just giving up on society and starting to kill people, right? And that whole movie kind of romanticized that aspect of it and showed how it's actually real, how it's possible, right? That it's not really that fantasy, right? While connecting it to a fantasy world, because Joker is obviously like a comic book character, and that movie took it seriously. I loved that movie, but I never saw like a redo of Healer. Sorry, almost messed up the name. Redo of Healer actually like taking these concepts seriously at any manner. I think I kind of toyed with them. I think that was intentional for obvious reasons, but I wouldn't say I wouldn't say most people are really criticizing it because of like PC phenomenons. I think people just generally didn't like the whole story or construction of the anime so far, obviously, right? Because we can't judge it as a whole because we've only obviously seen 4 episodes. But the main point of like criticism that I have towards the series, it wasn't like, damn, how could it do that? Like, not in 2021. Like, we can't talk about rape. We can't do. Nah, it was more of like, damn, this kind of just feels dumb.
How can you show this kind of stuff on television?
Yeah. I think that's a dumb criticism for obvious reasons, but that's not the reason that I criticized it, and I don't think that's the criticism that most people are giving off to this series, for sure. I think people are just joking around, right? Because like there's this guy for like who wrote as a comment obviously on Twitter. He said, "Definitely watching Redo of Healer for the plot." Right? That's a very ironic tweet. It's obviously it's obviously I don't know. He's obviously saying like, yeah, of course. No, I'm kind of watching for the characters, right? Because like the story and the plot, whatever, really doesn't make sense. It's more of like, it's supposed to be just eye grabbing. It's supposed to be something flashy, whatever. And that's how I kind of see the whole series. And yeah.
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, borderline hentai. I think that's.
Would you call it hentai? I wouldn't call it hentai.
I wouldn't either,
it's
because
borderline, as you said.
Yeah, I think it's just borderline. I wouldn't straight up call it that, because I guess it's kind of still focusing too much on plot for it to be hentai. But yeah, no, definitely not.
And it's darker than most hentai. Not that I watched a lot of hentai, but I'm just gonna guess that.
You saved yourself.
I'm just gonna
right
guess
there.
that.
You sold yourself. But no, I mean, I guess we can assume, right? Out of lack of experience.
We're just assuming these are all assumptions.
Out of lack of experience,
hypothesis.
Yes, sir. That's right. Take our word for it. But
okay. Now, I'm gonna read another comment.
Okay.
First things first. If you want a revenge show, you don't need to watch this. Go watch Vinland Saga or 91 Days.
Yes.
This show was not made for the for the revenge like people, like me in this case. That's at least what the comment says. I'm not quoting myself.
Are you sure?
It was made by degenerate fetishists
Jokes.
for degenerate fetishists who love masochism in all ways, including rape and torture.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would you say about that? Is
Yes.
it for degenerate fetishists or?
No, I wouldn't call anybody degenerate, but I would obviously agree to the fact that it's targeted towards a very niche part of society, I guess. Like we said at the earlier, right? Like you said, you wouldn't find these things without without searching for them on whatever browser you're on, right? And I think that kind of applies to like the target audience of this as well. I think a big chunk of people that are attracted to this series are probably people that are kinky in that aspect of like, you know, on, I don't know, sexualizing revenge. No, but revenge on itself is a very cool theme, which I like in my like personally as well. Like one of my favorite series that I've watched last year was the same as this guy actually said, Vinland Saga, and I will praise it forever. And it's an amazing revenge story, but that I think that's what it was, like an amazing revenge story, but this kind of sexualizes it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I kind of agree. You know, it's like the dark revenge. You know, it's like it's not just revenge. You know, killing them and stuff, but this
Raping
goes more
them.
like sadistic ways. And
That's what I mean.
masochistic ways, and all kinds of the things maybe some people might even imagine. You know,
Or fantasize about would
you know.
be
I
the
mean, if
best.
somebody did something really bad to you, would it be enough for you to kill him? I mean, I'm only saying this
I'd be scared.
hypothetically, and this is just assumptions and, you know, theory and whatever, you know. But
I don't know.
come
I mean,
on,
the best thing.
it's
the best,
also kind of realistic.
that's what I mean.
Because
I mean,
some people really are sick and violent.
well,
and
that's what
would
I mean,
kind
though.
of
Like,
do
would you
anything
say?
for revenge.
Would you say people that really like this series, right? Like love it and kind of praise it for what it is or for what the character does, that they're sick? Would you call them
No,
quote
I
unquote
wouldn't call them
degenerate?
sick. No. I understand why people watch it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still, I mean, watching it and making it maybe is different.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd say just if you enjoy watching it, maybe you enjoy watching something different. You know, something that kind of leaves an impact on you. And yeah, why do people watch horror movies? You know, to get that stimulation of
horror. Why do people
you understand what I mean? It's
exactly?
kind of,
So why do people watch Redo of Hitler to get which kind of stimulation? I think that's the question that we're obviously gonna be talking about once we've finished the whole season, which we're hopefully gonna do, right? I think we're gonna.
correct.
I think personally, I'm gonna pull every string and energy that I have in my body to watch it till the end. But yeah, we're gonna obviously have to finish it. But as of now, there isn't really much to say about it except what we just said. And yeah, I wouldn't say I'm excited for the rest, but I would say that I'm curious of what kind of new things they might bring in that I didn't accept, you know? Like what kind of other organic magic could they bring? I can't even. I swear. But yeah, let's conclude this, man. Would you recommend this? Would you recommend this?
If you have a tolerance for certain things, I would say yes. If you're a
Okay.
horror movie fan, I would say yes. If you kind of like being shocked, I'd say yes. But if you're a sensitive, resentful, romantic comedy guy who only, you know, who doesn't like to see the bad things, I'd probably say don't watch it. You're just gonna get shocked by it.
Yeah,
And-
I think I don't know. I think Damn, if you showed this to kids, you could actually kind of prepare them for adulthood.
Oh my god.
It's just a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Nah. But nah, definitely don't show this to your kids or watch it. Don't even get it close to them. As far as I know, it is age restricted, so beware of that. Who are we talking to? Like, I think everybody knows it's age restricted. But I think as far as now, that's all I can say. Do you have anything else to add, Mr. Nigus?
No, I don't have anything to add. We'll see maybe if something really interesting happens in the next episodes, we'll maybe do another recap of a few episodes. Like,
I think let's do it quarterly, right? Like the next 4 episodes when they come in, we're probably we're gonna watch them and talk about the next 4. I mean I don't know how many episodes season 1 is gonna have, but I think that would be feasible.
I'd say about 12.
12. That would be like 3
because it looks like an anime with 12 episodes to me, but
exactly. If it comes like weekly,
yeah, let's just look for surprises. We'll see.
I mean, yeah, for sure. It's probably not gonna disappoint, is it? But yeah, I think that brings it all together. And
thank you for watching.
And that would make it. Good night, Vietnam.
Leave a comment below if you and tell us your opinion about this.
Yeah, I think that's it.
And what do you thought?
Exactly. And cut.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see troubles are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows